All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another one of our live streams from LC Online Lockdown. Today's focus is adult free courses, and I'm joined by Ian and Sandra, who are going to be talking to you about different areas that we offer free adult courses. Just to give you a bit of an overview, we offer free adult courses at Leicester College for all types of people, whether you're looking to change your career path or whether you're working towards a personal sort of goal. There's a load of courses available here, and particularly with the recent sort of COVID-19 pandemic, should I say, we understand a lot of people's situation might have changed. So some of you might be looking to upskill in your jobs to help with working from home. Other people might be changing circumstances, have opportunities to work in different areas. So it's a really, really important and useful time to be looking into things like our free adult courses. So please do take this opportunity to look at your options. And today, hopefully, we're going to show you how you can take the plunge and change your life without having to spend money. So there's loads of great free courses. And I just want to run through some of the FAQs that we get around who these courses could be suited to. So the first obvious one is, who can qualify for free adult courses at Leicester College? So the main requirements are that you are 19 or older at the time of starting the course. So you can apply before then, but it needs to be that you're over 19 when you actually start the course. The other requirement is that you're in full or part-time employment and you are earning less than, a maximum of £17,004. There's a load of free courses available to people, and also those on benefits such as job seekers or universal credit. In terms of types of courses available, we have a range of courses, so it covers most of the areas of curriculum. So it could be creative courses, visual arts and media, for example. It could be construction, it could be maths and English. And the courses begin from pre-entry level to entry and level 1 and 2. Perfect for sort of upskilling in your sort of career path or taking on new skills to pursue a different direction. So yeah, quite a variety of courses there for people. A question we get a lot as well is, what if I'm earning more than the maximum salary? So obviously, if your income is over £17,004 a year, you can still apply for these courses, but rather than getting them for free, you would apply for an advanced learner loan, which is basically similar to a student loan that will cover your course fees. But yeah, most certainly you can still apply for the courses. And I would also add that GCSE courses are also free to any in employment. So it's just worth noting that. Can I apply if I have a degree or master's qualification? Yes, you can. So if you have a qualification that is higher than the course you're applying for, that is okay, as long as you're applying for a course that's in a different subject. So if you studied film, for example, you could go on to one of the free courses in a different area, such as maths or English or any of the other areas, even if it's lower level. And finally, is there an opportunity for progression? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do end up starting at level 1 or level 2 on one of our free courses and then progressing onto a level 3 course or higher, and doing that through the advanced learner loan rather than the free courses pathway. But it's a really good time for people to progress into something, beyond their initial sort of goals with it. So we do find that a lot of people are encouraged and motivated to continue that progression, and there is financial support there for you. So if you are interested in learning a bit more about the advanced learner loan, I'd suggest checking out one of our previous broadcasts with Jamie from finance, and he talks in detail about how to apply for those and even walks you through the process. So I'd really recommend that for anyone considering one of these courses. Okay, I'm now going to hand over to Ian, who's going to talk to us a little bit about his side of free courses. So without further ado, please take it away, Ian.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. And thank you all for tuning in. So I'm going to talk about free courses for adults, mainly in the area of helping adults get back into work. But so you might have been affected by COVID-19 and looking to change careers, but also this might be suitable for people that are currently in work. They might be working part-time hours. They might be currently furloughed and looking to improve their skills while they're still being furloughed. So I'm going to take you through some of the options of what we've got available. Next slide, please. So we've got over, in my particular area where we work, we've got over 100 free courses aimed at helping adults back into work. And we've put the link there in the slide, but we'll also put that on the chat. So if you want to click on the link, it will take you to the full range of courses, but I will talk about some of them. Next slide, please. So when we're in normal business, we work from the City Skills Centre, which is on Charles Street, opposite the City Council offices and next door to the British Heart Foundation shop, and within easy reach of all parts of the city and county, with excellent bus links, and also not far from the railway station either. So plenty of one bus and you're at the City Skills Centre. Next slide, please. So the sorts of programs that we run fall into different categories, and I'm going to talk briefly about those particular categories. And obviously, just to keep stressing, all these courses are free of charge. So we run, working in partnership with Job Centre Plus and a number of employers, we run sector-based work academies. This is where we're helping you to get an interview with an employer in a specific career. And we run these on a regular basis, and the sort of subject areas that we generally do these in are security, construction, food manufacturing, contact centre, working for the NHS or UHL, and also hospitality industry. We've also got a new one that's not on the slide because it's so new, where we're looking at the moment for people that might be looking to work for the civil service or DWP. Next slide, please. So we also run IT programs. So we start at very basic level, people that struggle to turn a computer on, and we do an intermediate level and a level 1 IT course, in addition to doing Sage accounting. So you might be in a position where you're in work part-time, or you're not currently working and you want to develop your IT skills. So we've got a wide range of programs that can help you develop your IT skills. Next slide, please. We also run a variety of short development programs aimed to basically upskill you, to give you new skills in certain things. Things like food hygiene. If you want to work in the food industry, then obviously you're going to need to have a food hygiene certificate. How to be successful. What are the tips to being successful? This course takes you through those. If you're feeling that you're not very confident with things that have gone on at the moment, you might be suffering with your own mental health. We do courses on confidence building, on mental health and well-being as well. So there's a variety of courses there. Some of these courses are as short as 1 day in duration. So we're not talking about courses that are going to last all year. We're talking about very, very short programs. So if you're concerned about committing yourself time-wise, then hopefully that's alleviated those particular fears. Next slide, please. So in terms of eligibility for these courses, so Nick touched on some of these earlier on, but hopefully this sort of sets it all out for you. So from the 1st of August, providing you're over 19, you live in the East Midlands area, and you've lived in the UK, EU for the last 3 years, and you're unemployed in receipt of universal credit, employment support allowance, or job centre or job seekers allowance, then you would qualify. Or you might be employed and in receipt of universal credit, and that's absolutely fine. Or you might be employed earning less than £17,004 per year. If you meet those criteria, then the courses would be free of charge for you that I've been talking about. If you're not sure, then you can always contact us, and we will then check your eligibility, and we will do that before you're committing yourself to signing up for any courses, and committing yourself to any fees. Next slide, please. So coming up in August, we have got some programs running in August. So I mentioned earlier on that we've got a program that we're helping DWP look for some more work coaches. It's a big national program. So we've got a course that starts on the 3rd of August. So if you're interested in that particular course, time is running fairly short, so you need to book on, and I'll show you how to book on in a minute. That course will be online only, so there'll be no face-to-face delivery. All aspects of the course will be online. So you're obviously going to need a laptop, desktop PC, and internet access to be able to do that course. But if you want to be a work coach or work in the civil service, that would be ideal for you. It's only 2 weeks duration as well. Then if you're looking at a security course, we've got a security course starting on the 4th of August. That will be face-to-face delivery mainly. So if you haven't got your own PC, then you don't need to worry about that particular course. And if you complete that course successfully, the college will also pay for you to get an SIA badge at the end of it. So if you're looking to work in security, that would be the ideal course for you. 10th of August, we've got a construction course. So if you're looking to work in construction, then you need a CSCS card. By doing this course and completing all elements of it, the college will pay for you to get a CSCS card. So then you'd be able to go on site and work as a labourer for various construction companies. I spoke a few minutes ago about our basic IT course. We've got a 1 week basic IT course, Monday to Friday, face-to-face, starting on 17th of August. I also spoke to you about a course running partnership with the NHS UHL. We've got a 4-week course starting on the 20th of August for people interested in a career within the health service. And don't forget that that's not just healthcare related. That can also be things like administration, catering, cleaning, portering, estates work. All types of different work is available within the NHS, and obviously they are recruiting at the moment as well. And also we've got Sage Level 1 accounting that is going to be running from the 24th of August as well. So if you're interested in any of those particular courses, the best way to express your interest is to give us a call. So the number to call is down there. Please don't call the college main line because that's not currently being answered, but this phone number is being answered, and we'll put this number in the chat for you as well. So if you give us a call, we'll be able to provide you with further information about that particular course or courses that you're interested in, or also help to establish whether the course is going to be free of charge for you or not. Next slide, please. Okay, so I've put on there a repeat of the phone number, the link that, again, we'll put in the chat, and we're happy to take any questions. And I believe, Nick, you might have some questions already come in for me.
Oh, apologies, my mic was muted there. Yeah, thanks a lot for covering that, Ian, and hopefully that's given people a bit of an overview of what's on offer. We have had a couple of questions come in, so I will just try and address those quickly. And if anyone has anything else that comes up, please do feel free to add a comment. We've still got time to answer any of your questions, so this is a really good way to sort of find out specific answers. So we've got a question from Victoria May Orton. She's saying, I'm bank staff, so would I be able to do one of these courses? I mean, I see there's no reason why she wouldn't be able to. Have you got anything you'd want to add to that, Ian?
Yes, Victoria, thank you for the question. Yes, you would be able to do the courses. In terms of the payment side, it would work on your income. So if you're bank staff, you'd be in a position where some days you're working, some days you're not. So we would ask for evidence of pay slips to determine whether you meet the criteria of earning less than £17,004 per year, unless of course you're on universal credit. So give us a call, Victoria, and we can check out which situation you're in.
Cool. Hopefully that helps, Victoria. Thank you for your question. I'm just going to run through a couple of FAQs, Ian, that you tend to get about City Skills Centre related courses. So one that people ask a lot is, if they're on benefits, can they get financial help with their travel costs?
Yes, this is probably one of our most popular questions. So if you are in receipt of benefits, the important thing is for you to communicate with your work coach. So if you let your work coach know that you're thinking of doing one of these courses, your work coach can then authorize travel expenses for you. So they can pay for bus fares, they can pay for train fares if necessary. But the important thing is communication with your work coach. Whereas if you do the course, save up all your bus tickets and then going and see them afterwards, that could be a problem. But before you start the course, communicate via your journal or ring your work coach up, have that conversation, and then generally speaking, the job centre will be able to refund travel costs.
Brilliant. Okay. I'm just conscious of time, so we might not be able to make it through all of these, but we might return to them in the end. But I think a really key one that we want to give people the answer to now is, how do I apply? So let's try and address that if we can.
So the courses that I put down earlier on, the best way to apply for those initially is to give us a call. And Nick, if we could put the number that I had on my slide in the chat, that would be great. Give us a call. If you don't want to give us a call, email us at info@Leicester College, and we can talk you through the process. Or if you're ready to go for it straight away, go onto the college website, choose the course you want to apply for, and complete the application process.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah. So the information is going to be dropped into the comments there for anyone who's wondering. But yeah, as Ian said, please do feel free to get in touch directly, and also use the remaining time on this session if you've got questions that you want to ask before doing so. Please feel free to ask us, and we'll be happy to answer it.
And
cool.
Sorry, Nick. If you do start to apply online and you're struggling, please give us a ring, because if you are struggling with the online process for whatever reason, give us a call and we can help you through it.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, thank you very much. And I'm going to bring in now Sandra, who's been hiding in the background. Hello, Sandra.
Hi there.
So I just thought it'd be good to bring you in, and you can talk to us a little bit about English and maths and some of the courses that you're involved with, and give us a bit of an overview of that. And then please do, anyone who's watching, send in any questions as and when they might come up, and we'll do our best to answer them after Sandra's done her overview. So I'll pass it on to you now, Sandra.
Okay, no, that's great. Thanks ever so much. So I'm going to talk about English and Maths courses, which obviously are a starting point for a lot of people to then go on to other courses or to just help you in your job and employment. Because English and Maths are so important and fundamental, they are all free, so long as you don't already have the qualifications. So we do everything from entry level in functional skills up to level 2 functional skills, and we also do GCSE English and Maths. So it doesn't matter what level you're at, we can find a course that's ready for you to improve your skills, to go on to your next point and improve your career in whatever way you're wanting. The courses tend to be a year long. For GCSE, obviously there are national exams at the end of the year, so in May, June. So you start in September and you go the whole year. They tend to be 3 hours a week with quite a lot of work on top of that. As you can imagine, it's quite an intensive course because you're doing it in the whole course in 1 year. The functional skills, they tend to be year long for 2 hours a week, the courses, but we do have some options for shorter courses. So if you wanted to do something a little bit more intensely, we have things like 10-week courses where you can do that. Now, the difference between the two, functional skills tends to be the sort of English and Maths that you need for every day. And as I say, they come at all levels, so you can start at wherever is right for you. For GCSE, obviously, it's a bigger curriculum, more involved, slightly more things there. So in the maths, you do things like and probability and things like that, which you perhaps don't immediately think of as everyday skills, although you'd be surprised. We keep talking about risk, don't we, at the moment? That's all probability. For the English, you do things like writing letters, magazine articles in both functional skills and GCSE. But in GCSE, you also do much more in depth about analysing and understanding what you're reading. And you also do a little bit of creative writing as well. By the time you've done all that, then you're really confident with your skills to go on to any other sort of course. You can write whatever you want to do going forward, whether it's higher education or level 3 vocational courses, whatever it is. You'll be great for going on to do that. The courses are at various venues, various times, morning, afternoon, evening. We've even got GCSE on a Saturday morning. So we're bound to be able to find something that suits you. Most of them are either Abbey Park, Freeman's Park campus or City Skills Centre. But with functional skills, we even have some in outreach centres like children's centres, so around the city. I don't want to be talking too long. Obviously, there's a lot to take in, but I hope that gives you a bit of a flavour that there's all sorts of levels and all sorts of things to suit. And you're working or not working, so long as you don't already have the qualification, then they're free if you're a resident here in the UK. So I'll leave it there if there are any questions.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, I mean, I think that's given us a good idea of it, and I think, you know, like you say, that the maths and English are obviously a really key sort of foundation to a lot of employment and a lot of further education and higher education courses and stuff. So it's a really important basis to have, really. So I'd encourage most people to try and sort of develop those skills and to try and get qualifications in maths and English. Just talking about, you know, using those skills, is there a particular sort of progression route that you find your students go on to?
Yeah, sometimes people will do functional skills first if they haven't studied for a while or they're needing to improve their skills, and before going on to GCSE. Not everybody has to do GCSE though. You know, functional skills is probably good enough for a lot of other courses, a lot of work, you know, but I know some people want GCSE, particularly if they're going on to higher education, university courses. So we have a lot of students who then go into nursing and teaching and all sorts of fantastic, exciting things beyond their English and maths. But we are often that first step to get back into skills building and making that first move.
Yeah, definitely.
The other thing I didn't talk about is applying. It's a bit like Ian said, obviously, you can just email info@Leicester College, or you will find us on the college website. If you look for adults English and maths, you'll find us there, and I expect Nick will put the link up. He's got the wizardry to do that.
I'll try my best. Yeah, I suppose the last thing really is, can you give us like a general overview of what people might expect to learn? I know you've mentioned a couple of subjects, but just a brief overview in entry level maths and English, and also GCSEs. How would it differ in the sort of stuff you cover?
Okay, so with functional skills, say like maths, you're looking at all the sort of basic sort of maths that you need to know, like number work and fractions and reading and understanding charts and tables, that sort of thing. Obviously different levels, gradually getting more complicated, but it's also very much about problem solving. So if you're doing a DIY project at home, there's actually a lot of maths in that, and how do you approach it? So those are the sort of things that it helps you with, thinking of how to use your maths in a very clear problem, and how to apply all those mathematical skills. Obviously in GCSE then it adds on other things, so other things like algebra and shapes and measure and all these things that is just a slightly more in-depth level, but the sort of things that you would need if you're going in to further study. For English, you do have to do speaking and listening. I forgot to mention that before. So at the functional skills, you learn to have discussions and also to do presentations at level 1 and level 2, a short presentation, and you have to do that at GCSE level as well. Obviously, reading and writing, obvious things. But the writing tends to be at functional skills. It's the sort of things that, as I say, every day, things that you might come across, like writing a letter or an email. And also things that you might do in a work context, like a little article for a newsletter or something. You do more of that in more detail at GCSE, but GCSE also adds imaginative writing as well, which is great fun. As people think, oh, I've not written a story for years, but don't worry, we give you plenty of support with all these things, and you'll do great. You'll have a good time. And
yeah,
there's lots of we actually read texts from the 19th, 20th and 21st century, so a range of texts that you read, which is, it's really interesting. You don't have to study a whole book though, and you don't do any poems, and you don't do any Shakespeare.
Okay, that's disclaimer there at the end. Cool, right, I'm gonna bring Ian in just for the last couple of minutes, because I know there's a couple of questions that we might want to answer about city skills and things like that. We have got a question come from social media. I don't think it's directly related to free courses, but I'll just try and offer some advice. So Aminades has said, I have a higher education interview, how do I prepare myself? It's not strictly this area that can help you with that, but I would recommend that you watch back our stream with higher education team, which we did I think earlier in the month. We've done a couple of higher education streams, so if you check those out, I think they do cover interviews and how to prepare. So yeah, please check that out, and you've also got contact details on there.
Nick, can I jump in there?
Yeah, of course.
One of the short courses that we do is interview skills. And obviously that can be for any interview, whether it's a job interview or whether it's for a HE or course interview. So you might want to check out that as well. It depends obviously when the interview is taking place.
Yeah, I think that's good advice as well. And obviously, yeah, being part of the college, it's probably helpful for them to go onto one of those courses that might be able to help with specific things that are needed in the higher education interviews. So yeah, please do check out those courses. I just wanted to go through a couple of the bits that we might have missed off your FAQs, Ian. So I guess one that a lot of people might ask is about exams. Are there any exams involved with your courses? If so, which ones?
So our courses are assessed via some exams and some portfolio based. The exam ones are all multiple choice exams where the exam is online, and it's quite simple. You just click on A, B, C, or D, whichever you think is the correct answer. And the beauty of those is it does tell you straight away whether you've passed. If people are really concerned and worked up, staff will help you prepare. And if the inevitable happens and you unfortunately miss it, there is an opportunity for you to do resits as well. The portfolio work is completed during the class, where you'll answer some short answer questions in your own words.
Okay, yeah, brilliant. Is there any other particular areas that you want to address, Ian, before we wrap up? Because I'm just aware that we're towards the end of the session, or either of you two. Is there anything you want to mention around your areas?
I just want to pick up, now's an opportunity for some people, through circumstances that have happened in the last 16 weeks, for them to maybe thinking about something else. And perhaps a new chapter in their career or in their life for them, whatever they might be doing. And these courses are a great starting point for you. You might be sat there thinking, well, my English isn't great, I wouldn't be able to do that course, because some of the free courses I've mentioned, you do need a certain level of English skills. But we get people that come along and unfortunately they haven't got those English skills. They go away, improve those English skills, and then they come back to us and redo those and then complete those courses. So everyone needs to start somewhere, and now's a great opportunity to make that move. If you don't, then nothing's going to change.
Yeah, certainly there's always something for everybody, whatever level you're at. We can certainly help you improve with your English and maths, getting you ready for whatever comes next, and good things ahead. Thanks.
Absolutely. I think, like you say, for a lot of people, the situation is quite different now, whether they're in the same job and they're working from home, it often the skills required for their job might change during this time, and that might be a permanent thing. So it's a really good time to look at what your skill set is, what you'd like it to be, or even, like you say, considering a different career path. I think it's a good time to kind of address some of those thoughts or ideas. And I'd highly recommend the free courses. It's a great way to get started.
Yeah, that's it.
So please do check out the links that we've dropped in the comments for more information. Feel free to return to this broadcast and you'll find more information of the things we talked about earlier in the presentation from Ian. And we look forward to hearing from you, hopefully. And I just want to say thank you to Sandra and Ian for joining me today. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in. We will be doing another live broadcast next week, and that's going to be focused purely on enrolment. So any questions that you might have around enrolling to Leicester College at the moment, please do make sure you check that out. So that's next week at 11 a.m. We'll also be continuing these sessions throughout August, and we'll be running sessions around results day to answer any questions or concerns you might have around that. Thanks again for joining us today, guys. And we'll see you all next time.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.